Today's video is about a little 9-year-old girl that in 2002 went missing from her bed. Weeks later, only parts of her body were found. Her mother and her father were both murdered in their own home, and still today this is a mystery. Before we get into this video, please know that today's video is for educational, entertainment purposes only, and to help spread awareness just in case you or somebody that you know might have any information on who killed Jennifer Short. As always, please remember to be kind to everybody in your everyday life, in the grocery store, in your home, and especially in the comment section down below. Please do not show hate to anybody, anywhere. Good morning, my lovelies, my beauties, my friends. My name is Christina and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, thank you so much for clicking on this video. I really hope that you will subscribe, stick around, take a chance on hearing some things that I have to say. And if you are a returning subscriber, y'all already know, y'all are my babies. So good morning, good morning, good morning. How is everybody doing today? I hope you all are having an amazing day. I hope you all had a great Christmas, and I hope you all have a very good New Year. If you guys have any specific New Year's resolutions or goals for 2020, I would love to hear them down below. I know a lot of people are really funny about that. They're like, I don't participate, I always participate. I think there is nothing wrong with setting new goals, whether you accomplish them or not. You know, it's nice. It's nice to have something to work for. I know last year, in 2019, my goal was to take better care of my skin, and I have indeed accomplished it, and I plan to keep that up. So, if you guys want to see a video on all my 2020 New Year's resolutions, let me know. So today's video is one that has been requested of me to cover. This is something that nobody has covered yet, and it's kind of bizarre. It's a very strange mystery, a very strange case of what happened to this family. In 2002, in Bassett, Virginia, Michael and Mary Short were found dead on Thursday, August 15th, 2002. They had both been clearly shot in the head and left in separate locations of their home. Michael on the couch in the attached garage and Mary in the bedroom. The home phone line into the Short house had been cut. And most importantly, their 9-year-old daughter, Jennifer, was quickly determined to be missing. The Short family was described to be like a very average family. They didn't have a ton of money, they didn't do a lot of extra things, but they were close. They were known to be like really friendly and well known in the community. Their community that they lived in was very small, and what some people kind of say was like kind of like in a rural area, like there's no way that people just accidentally show up in this neighborhood. It was like way off in the boondocks type of things. And everybody knew each other. Everybody went to school with each other. Everybody was friends with each other. Michael, Jennifer's father, was known to be like a really friendly man. He would do little things like prank call people and have different voices, and he was always known to take off of work to go to his 9-year-old daughter Jennifer's softball games. He was very close with his daughter, and Jennifer was a daddy's girl. Jennifer was a shy and polite little girl. Everybody in the area just kind of said she always stuck next to her parents. She was just like that little girl that was always with her mom and dad. She had a lot of friends in school. She played nice. Even Jennifer's other friends would say that when the girls would try to be rude and mean to other little girls, Jennifer was the one that would never ever get involved in that. She was just kind and polite to everybody. The Shorts were described as just ordinary people. Just ordinary people, right? Just very kind and neighborly and hospitable, and nobody would have any reason to hurt them. Or would they? In the morning of August 15th of 2012, one of Michael's employees showed up at the Shorts' home looking for Michael. When he looked in, he saw that Michael was dead on the couch. He had been shot clean in the head. So when he panicked, he was like, oh my gosh, here's Michael dead. He started going throughout the house and calling 911. Then he found Jennifer's mom, Mary, in the bed, dead, shot clean in the head as well. He went into Jennifer's room and saw the sheets pulled back. There was a pillow on the floor. It didn't look like there was a huge struggle, but things were out of place, like the pillow on the floor and the sheets pulled back. And Jennifer was missing. The whole entire town was in an uproar. Like, who would do this? Who would shoot them in the head? Who would come into their house? Michael and Mary had no known enemies. They weren't in it with anybody. They weren't arguing with anybody. Supposedly, they got along with everybody. And then where was Jennifer? Where was this precious, precious 9-year-old little baby girl? Well, of course, with any kind of murder, people start spreading rumors. People were talking, pss, 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 pss. It could have been this. It could have been this reason. It could have been that. Before you know it, in this town, this big rumor started going around that Michael, the father, wasn't really Jennifer's dad. That Mary had got into relations with somebody else, another man, and that Jennifer was his son. So the whole entire town started spreading rumors that the real father of Jennifer came in, murdered Mary and Michael, and stole Jennifer. At this time, everybody was really hoping and assuming that baby girl Jennifer, 9 years old, was still alive somewhere. That maybe somebody just had her held hostage, or maybe somebody took her and ran away with her, and they were all really hopeful. The whole entire town was looking for her. It ended up spreading to national news. People from all over, investigators, FBI, from all over the United States came to Virginia to help look for Jennifer. A lot of weird things happened, though, to be honest with you. During that time, the police department there had a lot of corruption going on. There was a lot of shady stuff going on, a lot of cover-ups. I mean, a bunch of the officers ended up later on being charged with racketeering. I mean, there was just unbelievable stuff happening in this small town. Well, when the investigators went into the home to do fingerprints and look for clues or look for evidence in the house, they had so many people in this home. They were saying, there's rumors that there was like 40 people, investigators in this house at one time. Now, anybody knows that when you are investigating a crime scene, the more bodies you have, the more things get messed up. Like, you could step on maybe a hair, you know, could get stuck to the bottom of your shoe. That could be DNA evidence of who the killer is. And then you walk it outside. If you have too many people, oops, excuse me, you know, bumping into each other. Supposedly the investigators, they destroyed the house. They had fingerprint powder all over everything, even on the walls. They fingerprinted the walls, which in one aspect was really good, because it's like, okay, you guys are really doing your due diligence. You're really trying to figure out who murdered the mom and dad and who took this little girl. And then the other part of it is like, you're being so sloppy that you could be missing crucial evidence with all of these people in and out of the home. I know personally for me, I pray to God I never get in this situation, but like, I would want like maybe 4 people in my home that can just work really hard to have 10, 20, 30, God knows how many people up in the house. Things are bound to get messed up, stepped over, lost, but that's neither here nor there. I'm getting a little salty about it. Let's keep moving on. On September 4th of 2002, Michael, Jennifer's father's remains were exhumed. So they found out that yes, indeed, Michael was the father of Jennifer. But the police department did not release that to the public because they were thinking, listen, if the person that thinks that they're Jennifer's father took her, we don't want them to kill her and dispose of her, because now he knows that, oops, I did all this for no reason. So they kept that a secret, but they did know that those rumors were not true. Michael and Mary were indeed the parents of this 9-year-old missing baby girl. On September 26th of 2002, a 20-year-old boy was cutting his grandpa's yard about 50 miles away from where the Shorts lived. He was cutting the grass, out there cutting the grass, and he came across a child's shoe. He took this child's shoe to his mom, and they just figured, you know what? They live by a creek. They live by a pond. Stuff gets washed up all the time. They live by the woods. The dogs bring trash in all the time. They threw it away. Didn't think anything of it. Not long after, a little boy around there finds a wig, a dark colored wig. Once again, they think nothing of it. Okay, the dogs brought trash in from the creek, or maybe something washed up, or maybe from the woods. It wasn't out of the ordinary for these neighborhood dogs to go out and bring up rubbish. I know one thing, my dogs bring up anything that they can find, shoes, whatever, in the backyard that the kids leave onto our back porch. So I could see how they would just think, okay, trash, right? Not long after that, a woman was out by her car and she found what looked like teeth right by her car. She took the teeth. She thought, okay, teeth. At this time, they still weren't putting all of the pieces together. Her and her husband decided that these teeth were from an animal. You know, animals die out in the woods all the time. They're probably a deer and this, that, or whatnot. Not long after that, they were outside. People in this town, 50 miles away from where the Shorts live, were outside, and they found the dogs playing with a turtle shell. When the woman found the dogs playing with the turtle shell, she took the shell to her husband, and her husband said, "That's not a turtle shell. That is a skull." They immediately call 911, and they start putting all the pieces together. The shoe, the wig, the teeth, the turtle shell. They had the pieces tested for DNA, and it was indeed Jennifer Short's parts of her body. Her teeth, her skull, her hair, her shoe. They had a massive search. They drained the whole entire lake looking for the other body parts of Jennifer. I just could not imagine that, you guys. I could not imagine that, you know. One of the witnesses, the lady who found the turtle shell, I'm having a hard time saying what it really was. You guys, it was Jennifer's skull, but the lady that found that said that it changes you. She said when you hold a child's skull in your hands, it changes you forever. I just could not imagine. Of course, then the whole entire town starts talking like what this baby girl went through. Like how she must have left this earth. Eventually, the FBI had released that there was reports that this old truck that looked like a wooden truck in the back and an old pickup truck in the beginning had been near the Shorts' home, like he had been watching the home or something like that. They eventually started looking at this 60-year-old man that lived near where the remains of Jennifer had been found. The weird thing about the man, whose name is Garrison Bowman, moved to Canada. He fled, moved the day after the murders, and went to Canada. He ended up getting extradited back because supposedly they said that they didn't extradite him because he was a murder suspect. They said that he was basically, for lack of a better word, kicked out of Canada because he lied when he went into Canada. He told them that he didn't have any charges, and they found out that he had these DUIs and stuff like that. So Canada sent him back, and they brought Garrison back for questioning. The weird thing is Garrison rented this trailer from a landlord. The landlord told the FBI that Garrison Bowman had told the landlord, that he had paid somebody in Virginia to move his trailer because, see, Michael, Jennifer's dad, owned a trailer moving business, and that if the man did not either move his trailer or give him his money back, he was going to shoot him and kill him. Now, they questioned this guy, Garrison Bowman. They put him under a full investigation with the FBI, and they found no evidence that he did this to the family. Even the family said that they, not for a second, thought that this Garrison Bowman had killed Michael and Mary Shorts, and then as well Jennifer. Matter of fact, Garrison said he never even met the Shorts at all, and everybody pretty much seemed to believe him. Of course, there's a few people that still have doubts, but he was released as not a suspect. There's a bunch of theories that are going around, like who could have done this? Because remember what I said in the beginning, they really had no enemies from what the public knows. Now see, this is a crazy thing. This was a very small town. Like I told you guys, this is not like it's like LA or Atlanta. Like everybody knows each other in this town. So if Michael and Mary had like real enemies, you think that somebody would know. Somebody, a sister, a cousin, a neighbor, somebody would know, but nobody had any enemies that they could give to the FBI or the police about why this would happen to this family. There's a bunch of theories that are going around. One is that Mary, the mother, whenever she was in her 20s, she had a stalker that was coming up to her job and doing all this crazy mess, and they were wondering if it was the stalker. There's other theories that are going around that possibly somebody was watching Jennifer, the little baby girl, the 9-year-old girl, that they were watching her and maybe it was a child predator. That's more of the lines of what I'm thinking because there's just not enough evidence. Now, according to the Bassett Police Department, this is still an open case. They are still looking for clues and still looking for, you know, any kind of evidence to solve this murder case. And the people of that town are still shaken up because you know, it's one thing when you see somebody, and none of it's right, you guys, none of it's right, but it's one thing when you see somebody in the news that gets hurt or whatever, and you know there was a dispute, there was a road rage dispute, there was whatever. Like I said, it's not right, but like you can make some sort of sense of it. But it's a whole nother thing when you're in a little quiet town, a little bitty quiet rural area that everybody knows everybody. If somebody makes a wrong turn, everybody sees it because they know each other's vehicles. And somebody snuck into that neighborhood, into that town, did this to this family, took that little girl and did whatever they did to her body and has never been caught. And there's no, like, it makes everybody feel unsafe. Like, is somebody coming into my home next? You know, you got to think about the little kids at school. There are grown adults, because this happened back in 2002. There are grown adults that were going to school with Jennifer at the time that said they still remember 3rd grade. The whole entire, basically 3rd grade was taken up with like, where's Jennifer? What happened to Jennifer? So this case like still affects people to this day, and they don't have a single suspect after all these years. I don't know, you guys. Have you guys heard about this? There is a podcast if you guys want to listen to it. I will leave that podcast information linked down below if you guys want to go and check it out. Other than that, if you have any information on this case or anything, or you know anybody and you can share this video, I will leave the phone number right here. This is a very heavy case. I've been completely engulfed in this. Like, you know, what happened to her? Where is the rest of her body? When they buried Jennifer, the little 9-year-old girl, they only buried the body parts that were found. Like, that's what happened. What happened to her? You know, it's crazy. All right, my loves. I hope that you guys liked this video. I guess, whatever. It's an awkward thing to say. Even if you did or didn't, please remember to like it. It is a free way that you can help your girl out. And until next time, I love you guys so very much. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye. We are dreaming in the dark. We are nothing more than dust.